Lori here. I'm back. I actually did make a lot of progress. Well, not a lot, but I made a pretty decent progress on Little White Lies by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and I got up to page 150. I'm really liking this book. I like the way that it's structured because it's basically set in two timelines. You basically have one timeline that's set in the past, where you're getting like the full storyline, and there's also elements of like pages like this which do have a point of the book and you do learn. I'm really curious to see what it's going to look like as a finished copy because it's just an arc. And then you have flash forwards or like to the current day where these girls are recounting what happens. And it's like these brief snippets so you never really know who's talking about what. But I'm really liking that part. I'm just loving the characters. I'm curious to see what normally she has like a very, very big mystery. And I know that there's like one about Sawyer's dad and who that is. But I'm curious to see like what else she's going to stumble upon. There's also like a little bit of blackmail going on. Definitely has Pretty Little Liars vibes, but I feel like the characters, as I've always said, with Pretty Little Liars, just feel a little bit more developed, which I'm really enjoying. So hopefully I'm going to try to tackle this a little bit more. I'm really behind on my books, watching books, like booktube and stuff. So I'm hopefully just going to take Monday nights and just really watch a bunch of videos and read. And if I make some progress, I will definitely check back in. But I'm really enjoying this and I'm really like not flying through it, but I'm just enjoying it. I also made a life change for me. I am no longer going to go to Jamaica on the train because it's just confusing and I'd much rather take the time to read. So I just get to go back 30 minutes and then go forward 30 minutes. So it's like an hour, but you know what? I have a lot more reading time. So I will talk to you guys in a bit for another update. Bye. Lori here. Sorry, I just did not feel like updating yesterday. I had such a bad headache when I came home from work, and I just was really not in the mood to film. But I am back. I have been listening to a kind of interesting audiobook, which has nothing to do with like fun reading, but it's called The First Days of School, and it's just like a really interesting read about being a first-time teacher that I'm really enjoying, and that's been the audiobook of my choice. I've been thinking a lot about like my classroom management and how I want to structure my class, and so I've just been kind of reading that just to like kind of like have something to think about on the train. So I didn't read a lot today, but I did make some more progress. I'm on page 242 of Little White Lies by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This book just took a really unique turn. So I'm curious. This book is very good at like compelling the plot forward. So like everything just keeps changing. Like the plot dynamics just keep altering. And I'm definitely feeling a little bit more connected to the characters. I'll be curious to see how I feel at the end once we know like what they're talking about in the future sections. This book is definitely a very, very quick timeline. Like you go through time in this book really fast. Like we're already like I think like 6 months in, and this book is not that long. Or the timeline is just progressing super fast. But I'm actually really liking it. I really love Jennifer Lynn Barnes' writing. Her past couple of series have been super intense. This is not as intense yet. Like, The Naturals had to do with murder. The Fixer had to do with political intrigue. This is like, I would say it reminds me a little bit of Pretty Little Liars, but the characters are so well drawn that I'm much more invested in them. But yeah, it's definitely not like a murder book so far. I mean, there might be a murder on the next page. She's very good at writing stuff like that, but I'm really liking the setting and I'm liking the fish out of water and I'm loving the character of Sawyer. And also Lily. And yeah, so I'm really enjoying it. I hope to really maybe bang through it tonight and finish it if I can. And then I'm probably gonna start Mirage. This is one of the book clubs for my book club books for my book club. And I also really need to start getting a move on Cricket Kingdom, which I'll probably do this weekend. But yeah, those are my updates for what I am reading, and I'll talk to you guys. Hi guys, I'm back. It is now a Thursday, and I did actually wind up finishing Little White Lies by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I actually really like this book. I definitely would give this book like 4 stars. I think it was definitely not as like intense as Jennifer Lynn Barnes' other books, but I really liked it. I thought the twist at the end was super interesting, and I really liked the final twist. I thought it was like a twist I didn't like necessarily predict it going that way, but I really liked it. I liked the dynamics between the characters. I liked it was definitely like a lighter thriller. Like it wasn't like as intense as her other thrillers are, but I actually found it to be really well crafted. And the characters felt real to me. That's sometimes the problem I have with books like Pretty Little Liars or books in that vein. The characters always seem to be like a little bit of like a caricature of themselves, and they're not as in depth or created as well as I wanted it to be. Um, this book did not suffer that fate. This book was actually really, really well done. The character arcs were super interesting. The dynamics between the characters I felt was real and genuine. The plot, even though it was not as like harrowing as her other series, I just really liked it. I'm really happy that I read it. I definitely would recommend getting the physical book because for the first several chapters, and I might have actually continued it throughout the arc. But they have like these pictures, and I really just want to know what that looks like in the final hardback. But yeah, I really liked it. I gave it like 4 stars for my review. My review will be up later in the week. But yeah, it was actually a really, really enjoyable read. And then I wound up picking up Mirage, which is the Owl Crate edition. This book is really short, like super short. So I'm about to go get a massage, and I think I'm just gonna take it with me and see how far I get. I have to read 9 chapters, this week. So I might actually wind up doing that. I have to get up to page 66 in this, so I might actually wind up seeing how much I can actually accomplish by reading this. But yeah, I will definitely let you guys know. I literally just started and I know nothing about it, but I will definitely keep you guys updated. I'll talk to you guys later. Hi guys, Lori here. I'm back. I did actually wind up making some progress on Mirage, by Soma Dayu, I think. That might not be how you pronounce her name. I'm super sorry. I'm liking this. It's definitely a fast-paced read. It basically follows this character named Alina. And this is like a space adventure. It takes place in space, but it's not a lot of space elements, if that makes sense. But it takes place in space, and she's living in like pretty much like a rougher part of town. She's definitely from a poor family. Her country has been invaded by another country. And one day the people from the government come and they basically steal her because she is a doppelganger for the princess. The princess is a very, very bloodthirsty character, and they need her to basically be her doppelganger, so go where things are dangerous. And she winds up being picked, and she winds up being groomed for this job. That's really all that happens. It's a very very, very fast paced story, but I'm enjoying it. There just doesn't seem to be a lot of meat to it. Like it's interesting and it's compelling, but it's just not doing it for me plot wise. Like the plot seems to be super simple. And I'm just not as connected to the characters as I want it to be. So I'm on page 136 right now. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna continue reading this. I might just like literally, this is for the book club I'm a part of, so I might actually wind up just like finishing it and then moving on to something else. But I might wind up picking up another book. I'm not really sure. But I'll definitely keep you guys updated, and I will definitely update more tonight or tomorrow. But I just wanted to give you guys an update, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Hi guys, it's Laura. I'm back. It's actually 10:17, and I actually did make some progress on Mirage. I'm now on page 204, and this book is only about 304 pages done, so I actually have like about 100 pages left. I will definitely make some more progress on this tonight. I'm going to like it. It's definitely an interesting book. It's very, very quick. And the politics in this is definitely like the strength of the novel and really the focus. Even though this technically is like a science fiction novel, I wouldn't really call it that. I would definitely call it like a political thriller. It's just it's a very short book, and normally when you go into fantasy books that are like this world, it's very, very diverse. Like there's a lot of different diversity in it. The author is very, very diverse, but the book doesn't have a lot of I guess depth, you could say. Like, I think it's a very, very straightforward book. It's not super complicated, which is nice. There's no science fiction-y elements other than the political situation. So I'm liking it. I really do like the dynamics between the princess and her lookalike. I think that relationship is becoming super interesting, and there was a couple of plot twists that, like, she revealed herself, which I thought was kind of interesting. I'm curious to see where this book goes. I know it's like the first book in a series. It's okay. It's not wowing me right now. It's like a 3.5-star read. I will let you guys know my thoughts towards the end. I know, I'm probably going to read a little more. I'm watching some booktube and just reading. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. Hey guys, Lori here. I'm back. It is Saturday, and I actually got a lot of reading done because I had to run some errands. So I am now on page 264 of Mirage. I'm actually growing to like the story. I think it's a very simplistic story, but it's definitely a political thriller. There's a lot of political stuff involved in this story, so it's very like politically heavy. The characters are engaging. I'm loving the dynamics between the characters, but I think it's definitely like a political. It's very, very focused on that. I'm trying to think of another book that was very, very politically that I can think of. Trying to think of another one that was really like Ash Princess was like a very like political based book. And it was very like politically minded, and it was like a very, very like twisty, turny political story. This story is a little bit more simplistic than that, I would say, but I do like the fact that it does focus on female relationships. The romance in this is definitely like an undercurrent, but I am enjoying it. Yeah, I will definitely finish this today when I'm done with my schoolwork. And then I'm gonna move on to something else. This is actually the book club book for my book club, which I have linked below. I'm just finishing a little bit early because this book is super short, and then I don't know what I'm gonna read next. I definitely have to read my chapters for Crooked Kingdom, but I might wind up picking up one of my other books. So I will check in tonight and let you guys know what I'm gonna read next and how I felt about the end of this. I literally have like 50 pages left, but I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Hi guys, Lori here. I'm back. I just started crafting, and I wanted to give you guys a little bit of update on Mirage. I have about 50 pages left of Mirage, and I'm enjoying it. I'm liking the political intrigue of it, and I'm liking the dynamics between the characters. The romance is becoming a little bit more prevalent in the book. It's just a very like fast-paced story. Like it's not. I think it's like 304 pages, so there's not a lot of depth to it in the way that I expect in my political fantasies, or like it's just like it's like a science fiction novel, but it's just the world isn't as captivating as I would want it to be. But I'm definitely going to finish it tonight, and then I think I'm going to read a couple of chapters of Crooked Kingdom, and then I'm going to choose my next book. So when I'm done crafting, I will come back and let you guys know my thoughts about Mirage. I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. Hi guys, Lori here. I'm sorry for the lighting. It's really late. It's like 11:23. But I did want to update and tell you guys that I did wind up finishing Mirage, and I did like it. I'm intrigued to see where the next book goes. I thought that the dynamics between the lead girl and the princess were like super fascinating by the end of the book, and I really wasn't expecting that relationship to develop. I definitely thought it was definitely like a fast. It wasn't really it was a very, very quick novel. Like it went super fast. I think the world would have had to been developed a little bit more for my liking, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was an interesting read. I thought it was to be a very, very fast paced read, or a quick read. I'll say it wasn't really it was like quick. It was really it was just an interesting read. I love the world. I love that more diverse authors are getting some voices in the world. I thought that the world was interesting. I just think it needed a little bit of something like, I don't know, like a science fiction element or like something to really like coat my fancy. But I did enjoy it, and I'll be curious to see what happens in book 2. And then I did wind up picking up A Lady's Guide to Petticoat and Piracy, which is the sequel to A Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. This book is really big, and it's also a book that I have to get back to my library. So this will be my book right now. I'm also going to start reading Crooked Kingdom tomorrow and see how far I get with that. And I will be back tomorrow for another update. Bye, guys. Hi guys, Lori here. It's Sunday, and I did actually wind up finishing Mirage last night by Somia Dayu. I think I'm probably saying that wrong. I actually really like this book. It wasn't my favorite, and I think it's because this book was very focused on the political stuff. Like, it was a very, very politically based novel. It was also very, very quick. This book was only 309 pages, and I felt a little bit hard for me to become emotionally connected to the characters. And the world. I thought the world could have been developed a little bit more, but we only had 300 pages, so I allowed it a little bit. But I really enjoyed the relationship between Amaya and Princess Marin. I thought that relationship really was so interesting. There was hints of romance. I just wanted a little bit more from the world. The pacing was very, very quick. I liked how the book was like broken into sections. And it didn't go the way I thought it was going to go, so that's like points that was good. I will definitely be checking out book 2. The ending was a little bit rushed, I thought. I think she could have like expanded the ending a little bit. But overall it was good. I gave it like 3.5, 3.75 stars. And I'll definitely be checking out book 2 in the series. This happened to me last year too. I remember I had read everything after I finished Comic-Con. I finished all the books I started. Just needed something quick. And at that point, I picked up A Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. And I just felt I felt a similar desire to read something quick. So I picked up A Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy. And I'm loving it. I'm already 120 pages in. I started reading it last night. I'm really liking it. It's definitely like a girl power book. It's set in the 1700s, I think. Yeah, I think it's in like the 1700s. And it follows Felicity, which is Monty's sister, and she has a lifelong ambition to be a doctor. And in that day and age, that is not accepted. That is not wanted. And right now, she's in the middle of trying to find a doctor that she thinks that will help her in her quest to become a doctor. I'm really liking her voice. I'm loving being inside her head. I'm just loving how strong-willed of a character she is, and it's just really, really fascinating. So I'm definitely going to read more of this today, but I'm really, really liking it. I also think I'm going to do some videos for you guys. I know I have just been doing wrap-ups and reading vlogs, so I'm going to try to film some tags for you guys today while I have some time. But I am going to go do that, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Hi guys, Lori here. I'm back. It is 8:10. It is Monday night. If you are living in the US and watching this in real time, it is the day before election day, which is really exciting. As a teacher, I'm technically have to go to school tomorrow, but we're doing like a professional development day. So I'm going to not my school tomorrow, and I won't get to see my kids tomorrow, which is a good thing because they get the day off, which is a bad thing is because I get less work done this week. But that's okay. I did actually make some progress on Crooked Kingdom on the train ride home today. And I am on page. Let's see, I'm on page 84, and I'm on chapter 6. And I need to get up to chapter. Let's see. According to my book club, I need to get up to chapter 11. So I'm definitely going to hopefully finish this section tonight, and then go back to Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy, and I will check in tomorrow. I will talk to you guys later. Bye! Hi guys, Lori here. I'm back. I'm here today to do a really, really quick update. I did wind up reading a lot of Six of Crows this morning. I think I read like 13 chapters. I'm actually really liking this book better than book 1. I'm sorry, Crooked Kingdom. But I'm really liking that. And I didn't do much reading the rest of the day. I was at a PD for theater, about theater stuff, which was so exciting. I'm going to try to read a little bit more of A Lady's Guide to Petticoat and Piracy today. But I have to do some prep stuff for tomorrow. I'll definitely check in tomorrow. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. This is Lori here. Sorry I didn't update yesterday. I came home and I just was not in the mood to update. But I am back. And I did actually make a lot of progress on A Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy. I'm now on page 314. This book definitely took a turn, but it was a turn I was expecting at the start of the novel. Like, I really like this twist at the end. I just thought that this was going to be the whole novel. If that makes any sense. But I'm actually really liking it. I love her as a heroine. The book has changed and we have a different set of, like, a new trio, I'll say, and I'm really liking their dynamics. What Mackenzie Lee does very good is she always gives whoever is a marginalized voice in this book, she always gives them a point of view, and we saw that last book with Monty and Monty, I think. No, Monty. Yeah, the guy that's not Felicity's brother, the other guy. I can't remember his name right now because I'm blanking. Um, but I thought that he had such a unique voice in a novel, and I'm loving the characters that we're getting in this. It's definitely very female heavy, and I'm excited to see if a certain pirate ship makes a cameo appearance towards the end of this. But I'm really liking it. I hope to read a bit more tonight and definitely finish this tomorrow. But I will check in with you guys tomorrow, let you guys know how much progress I made or if I'm done. I'm still deciding what I'm going to read next. It is a careful decision that I have to make, but I will be sure to let you guys know what I choose next. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Hi guys, Lori here. It is Friday night, and I did wind up finishing reading a book, and then I had an interesting reading day, so I just want to share that. I did wind up finishing A Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy by Mackenzie Lee. I actually really did like this book. I gave this book like 4.5 stars. I thought it was such a fun adventure. I loved seeing Felicity in her own element. I just loved being in her head. I think she was such an interesting heroine, and I really liked her. I thought that the way that her arc was crafted was really interesting. I love the history elements that we got to see. I thought the book did drag at some points, and the plot pacing was not what I wanted it to be, but I still really liked it. I thought that Felicity and the trio of girls she wound up venturing with was really interesting. I liked the subtle hints of LGBTQ romance that was hinted at in this, and I just really liked it. I really love this time period, and I love seeing her really fight for what she wanted. It was such a fun adventure story, and I felt the same way about Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue when I read it last year. I just really liked it, and I definitely want to check out her other books, and I'm excited to see if we're going to get another book set in this series and who it will follow. But yeah, I actually really, really enjoyed it. So I finished this in the morning on the way to school, and then I started reading at school A Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Ning, and then when I was packing up to go home, which it's a 3-day weekend because it's Veterans Day, I left it on my desk. So I bought Some Things in the Water by Paula Harkins just so to have something to read on the train ride back. And that's actually really interesting. I will probably definitely wind up reading that eventually. But I really want something quicker that I can probably fly to, so I wound up picking up the Van Beekers and the Hidden Garden, which I literally have not even picked up yet, but this will be a part of my new reading vlog that I will start right after this one is uploaded. But yeah, I've actually had a pretty good week, reading-wise and school-wise too. I have a bunch of grading to do because it is marking period time, which means I have to submit all my grades for all of my students. But hopefully some reading will happen. I'm doing my Christmas shopping on Sunday, and I'll talk about more of that in the next video, but I'll talk to you guys later. Let me know what you're currently reading and what's getting you excited, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Oh, the highlight book of definitely of this video, was probably The Lady's Guide to Petticoat and Piracy. I really like that book. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.